Many were shocked to see the leaked Zoom video of the retired and some active diplomats from the UN, US and UK conspiring against Ethiopia's democratically elected government. The virtual meeting, chaired by Professor Ephraim Isaac, seeks for the removal of Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, whom according to the organizers is a threat for peace in Ethiopia. The whole idea of the virtual meeting revolves around the need to restore the TPLF to power through a transitional government proposal. But what is the Peace and Development Center International, otherwise PDCI, all about? And who are the founders of this institution? The founding members of PDCI are not, they said, concerned Ethiopian professionals from different backgrounds. It neither is an independent institute which works towards peace and security in Ethiopia. The institution is rather an antithesis of peace, which strives to resuscitate a criminal clique causing distractions and creating convulsion in different parts of the nation. Most of the founders are lackeys of the TPLF, who one way or another have political and economic affiliation with the criminal clique. Who are they? In this program, we will try and shed light on the real elements of the conspiracy. What is intriguing is that an Ethiopia-based Peace and Development Center, an international NGO, hosted the diplomats who met with the TPLF official last Sunday. After the leaked video, the center has swiftly taken down the names of prominent figures from the Who We Are section on its website. Founding members of PDCI include some of the wealthiest and most influential members of the Ethiopian diaspora, including Mimi Alemayehu, who served as Executive Vice President of the Overseas Private Investment Corporation, OPIC, and who was ranked by Forbes as one of their 20 Young Power Women in Africa 2013. Mimi was involved in Biden's presidential campaign, and in June this year, she was appointed as an independent director to Twitter's board of directors. Over the past 2 to 3 months, scores of those supporting Ethiopia over the Tigray conflict have had their accounts suspended and deleted, or have received warnings over tweets for breaking its rules, while pro-TPLF accounts have continued flaming the war rhetoric with threats, hate speech, and dangerous narratives. The anti-war #NoMore movement has been the top trending hashtag for weeks until Twitter temporarily blocked it, saying that it aims to prohibit abusive comments. While Twitter has censored it in several countries, it remains the top trending African campaign on Twitter and other social media platforms. Another founding member of OPIC is Daniel Yohannes, a former US ambassador to the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, or OECD. Yohannes is reportedly the center's point of contact in the US government. The PDCI's members were among Ethiopians specially invited to the White House to discuss the conflict with top officials, reportedly including Jeffrey Feltman, the US Special Envoy for the Horn of Africa. The meeting was held at the end of July 2021, just before Feltman traveled back to Addis Ababa in August 2021. As Sputnik International noted on Thursday, the PDCI has among its partners the USAID, which is part of the US State Department, and the National Endowment for Democracy, NED, a well-known and self-admitted CIA. It's also worth noting that the PDCI was formed in September 2020, with its website registered on November 3, 2020, on the night of which the TPLF's so-called Special Forces and militia attacked the military arsenal of the Northern Command of the Ethiopian Federal Army. It is to be recalled that one of the TPLF's infamous public faces, Sekou Toure Getachew, admitted on Dimtsa Wayane TV show that the TPLF conducted a preemptive strike against the Ethiopian National Defense Force base, describing it as a lightning attack. No wonder the international media conveniently ignored this public admission.
ሊተባበር ፈቃደኛ ያልሆኑትን ደግሞ በጣም ፈጣን የሆነ We had to take swift action. This is why we worked with members of the Northern Command who were willing to collaborate with us and used force to overpower those who were not willing to work with us in an effort to destabilize or demobilize them. The operation we undertook was a very quick one. Within 45 minutes, we were able to bring under our control the entire Northern Command, except for a few pockets of resistance here and there.
Another one of those involved from the outset has been Sanait Fasaha, who chaired the campaign to get Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus appointed Director General of the World Health Organization. She has also served as his chief advisor. Not surprisingly, Tedros himself, a TPLF, has been soliciting diplomatic as well as military support for the terrorist group. The audit conducted on his organization, the WHO, revealed that the global organization used excessive purchases for satellite phone and other communication apparatus, some of which were found to have been used by the terrorist TPLF. Another member of the PDCI is Kasahun Kasi Kabada, the founder and managing partner of the lucrative private equity fund Cephas Growth Capital. Kasahun is also linked to the Washington think tank, the Center for Global Development, which published Mark Lowcock's anti-Ethiopian hit piece, How to Destroy a Country, Does Ethiopia Have a Future? He also made a news talk show in rounds on PBS NewsHour with Nick Shivrin.
Not just an attempt to starve 6 million people, but an attempt to cover up.
The members of PDCI are scrambling to deflect and deny the bombshell of the phone cam recording of their Sunday meeting in which prominent retired and still active diplomats met with a TPLF official, Brahana Ghebreyesus. At the meeting, prominent members like Tim Clark praised Brahana, while Vicky Huddleston expressed hopes that the TPLF would enjoy military success fairly soon.
I couldn't agree more that, Abdi should step down. There should be an all-inclusive transition government.
In this video, Stefani Compes suggested shamelessly encouraged the people around the government or anywhere else to force a democratically elected prime minister to step down.
Even if Abiy sticks to his guns, which unfortunately he seems to be doing, is there hope that some people around him, either in government or in the military, realize that this is going nowhere and might force him to accept cessation of hostilities or force him to step down?
Donald Yamamoto, a retired U.S. ambassador to Somalia who still works with the U.S. secretary officials, on his part totally undermined the growing need for African solution to African problems, saying the African negotiation is not helping.
Abiy is not listening. He is not listening at all right now. And how are you going to reach him, to a person who's really in a corner? And Obasanjo has not been extraordinarily helpful or very active. And so are there any other opportunities that you see?
Another founding member of the PDCI was the well-known entrepreneur Eleni Gebremedhin, who set up the center's website. She has issued a statement on Thursday claiming her participation at the Zoom meeting has been misunderstood. Needless to say, Eleni was 100% certain of the TPLF's victory, even daring to dwell on the need for an economic Marshall Plan for the unconstitutional transitional government.
One of the things post-transition, or part of transition, is the reconstruction, the economic reconstruction of Ethiopia, and some form of a Marshall Plan. So my question to you, Ambassador Brahani, is obviously there are many other pieces that you're focused on, but to what extent has there been some kind of an estimation of the extent of the Marshall Plan that would be required to bring Ethiopia back to even where we were 3 years ago?
Following the leaked video, Ethiopians and friends of Ethiopia expressed their rage. The international affairs expert Simo Paka Pervenen, who knows every one of them in his diplomatic career, says clandestine move behind the back of the democratically elected government and the people is shameful and amounts to disdain to the Ethiopian people.
Well, for me also it was very shocking. I learned about it yesterday, and I've been going through the recording, and obviously I've been placed in Addis also in the same kind of diplomatic circles like them. So I know all of them. Many of them, they discuss this issue like everything is government's fault. There is like imminent time when Abiy administration will collapse, and what would you be doing after that? And even some outrageous statement from Huddleston, she was saying that I wish you hope, I wish you luck in the military campaign. The facts are portrayed wrong there. Yamamoto was saying that TPLF is close to Addis, which is completely the opposite is true.
It is wholly inappropriate for this meeting to be taking place at all, given that they are actually talking to a representative of this group, which is engaged in an arms insurrection against a democratically, legitimately elected government, and which has resulted in thousands of deaths.
There were also widespread calls for her to lose her job as Chief Innovation Officer for the UN's development program.
Thank you for the concerns that you showed them, the support that you showed them.
The world is watching the conflict in Ethiopia unfold. The involvement of some international governments, UN institutions and the media is becoming crystal clear. This is not the first time Ethiopians are witnessing this development. But this time, Ethiopia is not alone. Africans are standing with Ethiopia. Friends of Ethiopia are also standing with Ethiopia. And the truth.
No more! No more!